This is what we had before. I made a new file and I copied over. Pretty sure I copied over. That's not it. That's the CSCI 1 exams. Those are fun to grade. I sent Juan a couple unnamed CSCI 1 exams. They had one of them has include string, and then the strings were all listed as char arrays with printf functions. I'm like, I know you didn't write this. I'm like, I don't even know where you got this. I think they looked up C rather than C++, like Google, like the code to do it. Yeah, it works. But why? Oh God. There is less cheating in here, but there are people that will cheat in here. But it's more rampant in the other class because it's like you're still learning. Like not everybody in there wants to be a programmer. Most do, but even them are like they haven't. You're still young, whether you think you are or not. You're like still young. And you're like oh, shortcut, shortcut, shortcut. But like shortcut, like you're shortcutting your knowledge if you when you cheat, like you're doing it. Like you're not going to be able to do anything with this. If you ever interview, they're not just going to look at your transcripts. They're going to ask you to show me what you can do, and they're not going to let you pull out fucking AI unless it's a job related to AI. You know, but all right. So we were looking at this. Where's Preston? He had some good ideas. What we could do. What? It's not on? That helps. How about I plug it in? It's the final code from day 23. I haven't changed it. You guys want to see too, not just the fucking online students? All right. Okay, so we had this person class. I don't think we did anything with it. And we were working with opening files and doing stuff like that. I think Preston said like a phone book or some shit like that. But let's go through and see what we can. We were working with Excel. Oh, like something with more fields. The Excel sheets I was working with, again, wrong fucking folder. We had a list of names and ages that we were working with. That had my fucking passwords on it. I'll just fucking close that. Now fucking posting that part of the video, I gotta edit it first. Fucking dumb. All right. Oh, where was I? That was distracting. I'm like, ah, fuck. Let's see. Oh, we had I did want an Excel thing. And there's the wrong fucking CSI again. This will be, I closed the other one, so you won't see the other one now. We want to add more to it. And like the last thing we did was learned how to pull it in and strip it apart with substring and post it in different spots so that we could actually use the database. But that was just like 2 entries and it was like right at the end. I think we should do some more with it. So maybe we could, I don't know, use the person one. The person one's got a lot of components. We could go through and set up some people, store those as an Excel thing. So let's try that. What I'm going to do is I'll comment all this out. It's nice to have as a reference for later on. I'm like, what's the quick way of doing this shit? No, I don't want control. I guess everything. How about just fucking scroll? I'll stop there. So we're going to just start with string my string. Yeah, I commented out everything. And we'll pull from it to accelerate shit. So let's do my file open. What do we want to name this? Persons of interest. Oh, and that's we'll do a TXT. No, we're going to do a CSV. And I'm going to come down here and say my file.close. That way I remember to do it. So we got persons, we got name, last name, gender, and age, the constructor. It goes in that order, first name, and 0 is for female. So shit, how am I doing this? Just creating some names here. Trying to put some Joneses in there so that we might be do some sort with later if we want to. I can't do it. I got to get the full. I don't know how old James Earl Jones is now. he's got to be getting old. So we've got a few names, and we want to export this. What? 93? Fuck. Fucking Sith Lords don't die, do they?
Was that the voice actor? The guy who's in the suit?
Voice actor. I do not know this. Get out. Lord Vader he's Lord Vader. In fact, I want to make it crystal clear. I'm not one of those Darth Vader fools. All right. So we want to push this back and store this information in the file. So recall how we did before? It's kind of like a C out. So to push it back, I'm going to do my file. And then maybe we'll do me. We might want to turn this into a string first. I'm going to do that for a second. Let's make this all one string. Because that's how, what's my string called? It's called my string. We're going to have it store me.get fname. And CSVs are comma separated. Oh, I need some parentheses. And this is called concatenation.
So do we have to store the comma in like double quotations? Because can we store it as a comma?
We're adding it into a string. So I'm pretty sure like let's find out. God damn it. We'll try it that way. I'm doing the rest the right way. Get gender. And it doesn't like something. Let's just try a run. See if it compiles now. And I'm betting it's because of this. Oh, these are not strings. So we need to do stoy. String or no, that's not it. That's stringed integer. I want to store this as a character. And I'm just going to do C out my string. So we have a way of testing this. Is that a motherfucking smiley face? That's a motherfucking smiley face. It's the, I see the one. Holy shit. So we don't want it as a char. So let's look up how we turn integers to strings. Oh, Boolean is what? Yeah, it's 0 and 1, but is it? I guess it's got to be stored as 0. It says I should just be able to add it in. That doesn't feel right. To string. Let's try that. We're including string. Okay. There we go. So toString puts us into it. Converts toString. And then we're going to do stoy later on. Converts strings to integers. And now I'm thinking, maybe I don't want to do this one at a time, so I'm going to make a person vector. My peeps. And I'll push back them all. And we kind of want to do that my string in a loop. Put that in there. And rather than saying me, we're going to change this to my peeps I. And I don't like how this is going over multiple lines. So I'm going to cut it off and do plus equals. Okay, I'll pause for a second. Looks fucking glorious. It's in so many videos. Smells like roses up here now. Like fresh baked cookies. It'll make you hungry. What? I had a ham and Swiss sandwich today. And then we're going to do if I does not equal my peeps size minus 1. We're going to do my file also gets a end line. So the first part was converting it to a string. The second part is storing in our file. There's nothing. You got nothing. Don't act like you smell anything. There's nothing going on up here. I'm not lying. It's fucking aroma free. Just saddening. I can't weaponize it if it doesn't smell. The whole threat I do in my college algebra class, I threaten them when they act out of line that I'm going to have fucking, it's called the Chipotle protocol. I'm going to, because it's always an afternoon class just like this. And I'm going to have Chipotle for lunch and we're going to fucking shut the door for class. And whatever happens, happens. All right, everyone ready for a run? No. All right. What, Gus? Not everybody's ready. Some people are still typing. Oh no, what? Is Alex back? Where's my participants? Alex, you stepped away earlier. You asked if you said you were originally a math major, you turned to CSCI major. You're got better job prospects with math major. Shut up, Juan. You don't know what you're talking about, mister. I'm still in fucking community college. You can go applied math, brother. You'll do a lot of coding. I did a shitload of coding in applied mathematics because you're doing exactly your picture calculus, how you're breaking up an integral into parts and you're summing up. Rather than doing that in the computer version, you're learning how to do that numerically and the computer has to do it. But then all the high-end fucking science shit is done on computers. All the grand physics and stuff like that, it's not done by hand. You learn the basics by fucking hand, but then all real physics and engineering is done on a fucking computer. You have no idea how wide how many places hire math majors. Math majors show have problem solving skills that transcend math. We solve problems. That's what we do. We solve problems. And there's fucking 6 million applicants that say I'm a fucking computer science major, and there's 10,000 applicants that have math. And if they're not looking for coding, or coding is only a part of the job, and they want a great problem solving skills for the rest, they're going with math major or physicist. But generally the math major. Kinda, yeah. Right. You basically had to take. Did you finish Calc 2? I'm asking Alex. All right, so you've done all of that shit. What? No, you're not Alex. You're definitely not Alex. If you've done all that, double major. That way you can decide more, look up more stuff after you transfer double major. There you go. All right. I think everybody's had enough time to type that. That was me wasting time. All right, let's go look to see what we got. Persons of interest file. Look at that. Look at that sexy stuff. So now we can take and store everything. This isn't a big database, so I've only got 3 people, and it doesn't have a whole lot of information in it. But we could have you're working for the government, all of a sudden you've got social security number, fucking income, all sorts of stuff that whatever you're storing here. If you were making a phone book, we could have phone numbers here. Phone number the COS database for students. You'd have a banner ID, email account, stuff like that. Maybe your grades stored as a vector, something like that. But we could have that all for a person. Debate database, store it this way, and then we can always pull it back with what we learned how to do last time. Let's look at going back the other way. I didn't do anything with that. That does nothing. So that was doing OF stream for output file stream or outstream. So what we want to do is I'm going to comment out this code so that we don't have this going on again. So that we don't have, a whole bunch of me's showing up. And then when we want to load a stream, it's the if stream. And it's a similar setup to how we have up here. You just say the name. So maybe I'll just give it person file. How about just F2? There we go. That's quick to type. And so we want to pull stuff from F2. So we're going to do get line. But I don't do this very often. CN F2. And maybe we're going to set my string equal to that. What am I doing wrong here? Yeah, I've got strings here. I come down here and see where get line file name and where I want it. Get line file name where I want it stored. It's not CN because it's not CN. I'm not pulling from the keyboard. I'm pulling from F2. I want to store it in my string. So I want to say we did while F2 is not equal to or not F2 end of file. And I'm going to come down. I'm going to grab the part where we separated the first time right here. Because this was good stuff. That'll speed us up a little bit. And I need to uncomment that. And we're changing what we want to use it for, but it's got the kind of ideas that we want. POS was an integer. And it's going to be not edit Excel, but my string. And I'll make a new person vector. Not new, I don't want to call it new. Uh, Input or database, we'll just call it database. And that was what we were working with here. So database pushback my string dot substring. And that's not what I want to do. That needs to go into the first name. So that's not a pushback. I actually need to, let's make something called string first class for names. And then we'll do int gender age. Comment that out. Well, maybe not comment it out, but switch to. Switch to, we're not pushing back. This is the first name, so I'm going to say first equals that. So this strips off the first name and stores it. And then we want last name to be similar. But it's from EOS to what? How do I find the second one? This is not a trivial idea. Did I write this down? Please tell me I wrote this down. Now I'm going for it forever. So I'm going to have another string here. We'll call it temp. I don't have it here, so I'm having to wing this right now. Temp is going to be we want it to be my string substring from POS, not, what am I doing? POS plus 1 to my string dot size minus POS minus 1, kind of like what we had below. That should be the rest of it. So we're going to have to do a few position things. Here maybe I'll do this after I do the first thing. Put it here. Do this in parts. So we find the position of the first comma. We store the first name in the first position. Then we make a new string. Or why do I even need temp? Why not just go with my string? I'll use temp. Fuck it, I got it in there. So now I've got a shorter string. I need a new position. I need to find the next comma. So it's going to be find again. But it's not my string, it's temp. And now last will equal temp. Oh, this will work good. I can do 0 to POS again. That's the advantage of using a temporary string. If I, right, if I didn't use a temporary string, if I just, and then, okay, so that found the second comma. We need to do temp again. But this time it's not going to be my string, it's going to be temp. Let's say temp equals temp. So we keep taking off, stripping off the front and making a new string that has that front stripped off along with that comp. So that found the last name. Next was the gender. And I'm literally going to copy this again, but we're not doing temp anymore. This is going into gender. And we need to hit it with stoy, string to integer. Now, theoretically, we've stripped everything off. So all that's left is age. So I should be able to say age equals stoy temp. And now database. Oh, we'll make a person real quick. Let's create a person, blank person here. Called him blank. That's fucking great. Blank dot set f name to first. Blank dot set l name. What? No, blank is a person. I guess that's not a good variable name because it's confusing. Blank set gender. Blank dot set age. Age. And now we will push back blank. I like that better than what I was thinking about doing anyways. I think we have a display function, don't we? Display. Make sure it sets up right. So we've uploaded the database file. We've stripped everything out of it that we want. And this is a while loop that goes through it line by line until it gets to the end. Or does it keep doing the same line? Do I got to do FT plus plus? 2 plus plus? How did I strip it out before? Let's work smarter, not harder. That was it. It was just a while loop. It automatically advances to the next line. We haven't done anything with the database yet. I'm just going to see if it displays the people. We got a problem. How far did it get? It didn't get anywhere. Damn it. Did I go outside the bounds? Right. So I want to see where it's at. Did I do the H one? Yeah, H is story temp right there. I'm betting that's what it is, though. I'm going to go through and put cout 0. Cout 1. Let's just see where it goes. Let's see where it's breaking. Oh, yeah. Okay. That said something. Where is it? Go back to source. Oh, no, no. I want to say it said line 34. Got to read it quick. I'm gonna click it again just to see if I can read the.
Same error, exactly.
Right, but I was hoping it would. Last time it showed me where. Uh oh, I didn't even look at this. So it's at between after two, before three. So something happened in here. So why don't I call this temp two?
Do you think it's because storing multiple items?
Well, we know it got to two, so we can fucking find out which line it is.
What type did you set?
Integer. Let's try this. Uh, so we know it's this line right here. That's the line that's causing problems. Why? I'm gonna make a temp two and a temp three. I'm wondering if this has something to do with it. Temp two is temp. Temp three will go off at temp two. And I gotta come up here and make them real quick. So temp two, temp three. I can get rid of all the C outlines that I did because we found the error. All I've done is made some more temps. Maybe overriding the string was screwing up something in memory. I don't know. I do know C++ can be moodier than my wife. I've been married for 20 years. I can say that. She gets moody. She's not always moody. She'd be moody if she heard me say this. So come on, work. My MFR. Not the temp.
Maybe it's trying to stop.
But it was still the gender substring. So am I misremembering what stoy does? Convert string to integer.
Maybe the one. position.
Like using more positions?
We could just like insert.
Right, that should be 2. That should be 3. This is using position 3. And I need to introduce position up here. All right, let's go back and look at the story. That is a fucking completely.
They're assuming that.
I hate these fucking names. So where is? Am I using story wrong? The string is just the string, right? Okay, so we had this doing it before. Story, the name, substring, the position. Yeah. So why is it saying is at -1? What the fuck? Do a little fucking error checking here. I thought isn't that a string? Isn't temp2 a string? Does see out temp here do anything? What does it look like after I strip off part of it? Nothing. Why isn't that doing anything though? But it should be showing what's in temp2. Let's see this.
put a funny place.
What the fuck?
There's something going on with my screen. Shouldn't be that. That's what-
Right. And it's not even doing a C out.
Is it able to get this stuff from the previous stuff?
Huh? We don't have a fucking file there. Persons of interest. That's why it's like you're a fucking moron. You're trying to go, okay, yeah, you've got an empty ass fucking string here. What are you trying to pull on me? Bruh. The fuck, bruh? All right. So now I will get rid of the C outs. God, I don't think we need to do all those temps and but they're there. We can refactor later if we wanted to. Let's comment this all back in. Bruh. Dude. So rude. Okay. There we go. What's the one for in the front? What the fuck? Or do I have a CL1 somewhere? What? There it is. Okay, so now the database is here. I can do database or we'll make a new person. It's my father-in-law. Yeah, jackass. I don't know how old he is. He's gotta be older than that. Database. Pushback. Jackass. So we got what we needed here. I'm gonna close F2 real quick. And then we're gonna do an output stream to a new file. F3 dot open testing CSV.
You should put a little note to yourself. You need to put, okay. Maybe someone's copying it.
Right. And we already did this thing. So let's just come up here and grab that loop up here that I commented out. I called it my peeps up here. We're going to change it to database. Nope, that's still part of my string. This is database. And this is F3. And that's F3. And that's database. So we're adding one more person to it. We're going to store it as a new file. Yeah, so we're just testing it. And we'll come over here to the file, look at testing. And there we go. Boom. So we uploaded a database, stripped it into its parts, added to the database. We could tinker with it, delete people if we wanted to. We have a rudimentary database management system here for our person class that we got. We could expand on it for other things if we wanted to, but that's what we created today. Now, yeah. Now I would definitely refactor this shit. I hate having that many fucking variables, but doing error finding that's an easy way to check errors. On Wednesday, we will talk about namespaces, creating your own. That's the good stuff. Let me post this. And other than that, I'm done for today. Let's do a new announcement. Any questions? Anybody but Eli? No, go ahead, Eli.
I saw that they added more things. You can do aliasing. I saw that they did it.
What do you mean by that?
So typically in like other programs, you don't have essentially like SQL for example. Typically you'll rename variables to make it easier for other programs. It's called aliasing. Just like
Okay.
I was wondering if you could do that with SQL without having to like actually set it into a variable, or just shortening the name.
I don't know. You can look that up.
I did. There's like a way to do it, like size and this too. Not exact. I'm not 100% sure. That's why I'm asking.
I will have to look it up. I mean,
Make it easier for me just let's say I decide somewhere along that I want the name. I don't want to scroll up. I can just change it.
right. Thanks, you too. What? Oh yeah, I will. Thank you.
Okay, so this for these things is possible. Okay. Oh, that's when you
I would, take some time reading up on it.
could you like slowly scroll it? So, keep going, going. Okay, that makes sense. Keep going.
There's no way you read this fucking fast. You're fucking with me. What's the pink sentence say? No, that's not on the screen. It was highlighted in pink.
I don't remember specifics. I typically start the main idea. So the main idea of what this thing is trying to more or less say is that aliasing. There's a few ways to alias. You can alias by doing direct objects, indirect objects, and there's certain things you can't do with aliasing.
Huh.
Keep scrolling. Oh, they got
This seems like some.
sucks. What the heck?
You're fucking with me. There's no way you process information that fast.
I assumed it was normal.
This motherfucker has me scrolling and goes, wait 2 seconds, it says scroll. It's like, okay, I totally know what it says.
They're talking about restricted types of things you can't do. I didn't even know that.
I think he's fucking with me. There's one thing to have an eidetic memory and another thing to be able to instantaneously process it. You're fucking with me. Or you've learned how to skim keywords and you're just going off of that. Some people read faster by skimming. Do you see how quickly he's telling me? Like there's 2 paragraphs up and he's letting it up for a second and a half. And he's like, go to the next paragraph.
Anyway. Don't worry, you're not the first person to call bullshit. One of my friends did that.